working. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty sad. I gotta do that every time. Yeah, back to the Stone Age we go. No telling what the future holds. I think I spelled that right. The timeline reset. Of course, the alien frequencies are involved with the economy going the way it is. Like they're involved with it. Some kind of awakening they were working towards. Just I could say crypto is going to come in eventually. It's got a while. There's just no way it's going to happen anytime soon. And there's just, I think, and those that hear that can evolve and choose not to. I think this is a kick in their butt. Those that just, and I think it's more of an awakening for those that, well, some are just not going to really. They think they are evolving to some level, but I don't know, they're kind of like in the video game world of thinking. I mean, they get their cake. They get their cake and eat it too. Let's put it that way. Like their idea of hardships it's a pretty thinned out. They still have a social life and all that, and they can they have their little cliques. Let's put it that way. And they're not really here to play hardball. Really, they're just in the little league basically. They might think they're in the big league, but I think they're more in the little league. They just think they're in a big league. So if you have a huge following, you're in the little league. If you're constantly getting trashed, like some of us, yeah, you're screwed, basically. You're in the screwed league. Yeah, seriously. The incarnation nobody wants is, it's like a suicide mission, really. It's like this is an incarnation that nobody wants. Yeah, it's crap. Of course, society is not going anywhere. It's like everything's kind of dead. Like, society-wise, it's kind of flat out. It's like, I don't know, just a good portion is just stop trying. And just more in the self-destructive phase, I guess. I don't know. Not everybody, but there's a good portion of it. It's just not. I guess the modern dark ages are really showing themselves, aren't they? So, it's really, it's just like society is stuck, and that's why this is happening. It's like a good, society led us to where we are. It's not the aliens. It's like they see the outcome, and it's not a whole lot happening here. So I don't know if the aliens are going to reveal themselves or not. They are obviously working behind the scenes, but not necessarily. That doesn't mean it would be disclosed physically, but you never know. Just take me to another planet where things actually work, because they don't work here. Unless you're here to entertain. If you're an entertainer, spiritual entertainer, that could work. Bedtime stories about the aliens, tuck you in at night and talking about the Arcturians or whatever the hell it is, and just like, golly, man, that's where we're at. Alien bedtime stories. Yeah, that's the kind of spirituality I don't want to be part of. It's like, they tell you about these alien worlds and all that. It's like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, I guess some, it might help a little bit, but you still have this place to work on. So it's nice to just look at the grass is greener somewhere else. But, the idea is to make this place better or not, and just who cares, right? And there's a lot of that going on. Like, is the aliens going to come and save you? It's like, no, that's why they're not showing themselves. If you're going to think that, it's like, that's a big no then. It's like, no thanks, you guys can fix it yourself. We'll just help you behind the scenes. I think that they do want to connect with us on a personal level, physically, but society is too screwed up. But you never know. You never know. Yeah, anything is possible. So, the video game heads that are in part of this disclosure movement say it's a definite no, but what the fuck they know? I mean, just when you're entertaining the kids, You know, you're a junior spiritual achiever. Yeah. You have a big following, you have your clicks, and you're just saying stuff that other people have told you, and they don't know shit about anything. Yeah, come here and live in the dumpster. Oh, the rest of us, golly, man. Talk about getting pushback after pushback. It gets old after a while. So, anyways, strive to fight another day, right? Whatever that means. As they tell me to rip you to shreds. Anyways, Avatar.com. Private sessions. Scheduler. We have the shop also somewhere. We have mantra here instead of doing the healings. I don't do healings anymore. You have to have energy to do a healing. I don't have that. It'd be nice if life would turn around. That's why it's going to do that. Just keep running over. Yeah, just take a tank and just keep running it over. Be ran over by a tank constantly. So yeah. Welcome to the modern world. Modern dark age. So you have like most of society is kind of just stagnant, shut down, just not even bother anymore, and trying to bring the soul into reality. And it just keeps being stopped. Like for example, was it the new Snow White's coming out? And they're already kind of burning that down already. I mean, whatever happened when they made bad movies, it kind of like, let it be a bad movie, and said now it's all just, I don't know, trying to get clicks and everything, right? Whatever. Just let it burn, and just the energy of creativity is just not. Well, that's an archon energy of just basically just kind of making you like removing the soul from everything, and just make it just kind of soulless. So it's not doing it. I mean, you can see that in some of the skyscrapers are kind of just the same. The houses are a lot of the same. If you have like bland colors, that's an archon energy. It just, it doesn't mean that we're lost for good. No, we just have to wait to see where this all turns out. Yeah, it's kind of those that aren't that can evolve and choose not to, like really just block it. I feel like they're the ones going to get hit pretty hard for whatever is going to occur. So if you're already on your spiritual path trying to figure this all out, you don't have to know everything. At least you're trying. At least you're putting some, like, 0.5% into it. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just like you're so open-minded. It's a lot to take in. You don't have to know everything. Just at least you know you're trying. There's something. Doesn't matter. It's something. Whatever. It can be so minute. It doesn't. That's a good thing. So at least you're putting some up. But others are just literally put the brakes on. And you're going 100 miles an hour and they slam the brakes and they don't care who they screw with or anything. And they're like literally stopping their own growth. Like you're already you're ready to go to the next level and they want to stay in teenager land. And it's like, it's time to go to college, and they're just not going to do it. So, okay, we'll just throw you out the window, basically. We'll hit the brakes, and you're going to splash right out the window and just hit the ground, whatever. It's just the way it is. Like, you get like throwing them out of the nest, basically. And that's what's kind of what's happening. We'll see how it goes. And obviously, it's like mentally preparing, because you can't really prepare. No one hits the whole world. Unless they have spaceships to other places, which I'll be okay to take that. You just gotta take it, just hang in there as things start to rock. Most will survive. I mean, the regular and the Matrix people, this is their home. They'll find some way to adapt. Obviously, some casualties, but this is their world. So they're not into any of this stuff. And that's why a lot of us are here, for them to, kind of like be like the I won't call it the parent, but kind of the guardian of the planet, sort of. I'm not to put on an ego level, but just assist the world on its path, where it needs, I need to put on a better path. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. It's like a train jumping from one train track to the other. Like jumping. It's not just like a new train track opens, you just go a new direction. So it's like jump from one to the other. It's like, yeah, we'll see how that goes. And you heard about the Palladians that have their karmic debts here. They're not always revealing what that means. How'd you guys screw so up? And again, why am I here? Is it my fault? Like, it's just, there's different ways of tapping it. They're not always going to reveal the whole part of it, but the only part of it I got is some of the Atlanteans were just, being, inventive and showing off their hybrid systems, new technologies, and things like that. But then, like on the right side, but the left hand, or the behind the scenes reptilian beings, Archon beings, Orions, whoever, saw a lot of flaws. Like, wow, you're so fancy, yada yada yada, but can you do this? And started to slowly manipulate. Saw the flaws and all, just saw the weakness. And like, yeah, you might be all glamour and flits, whatever it is, but there's still a lot to learn within. And you can say the Palladians just did not see that. This didn't, like, they're kind of in the awe of what was being created here and not seeing. I mean, the Palladians have a good foundation within themselves. For the most part, they're not perfect. But the Atlanteans and the human energy, they're just not were aware of how flimsy it really was, like how full of flaws it was. I believe they saw it, but didn't really protect it as they should have. Let's put it that way. Like what's holding up the bridge looks nice, but the foundation of it was still kind of flimsy. It was okay. It was decent, but it's like when you put something heavy on it, like a train or something drives over the bridge starts to break a little bit. So it's a fancy on the outside, but internally, the system here was, the human life here, was just filled with just breakable. You can see it was done by design, manipulated by Orion beings and all that to kind of build it to fail, and the Palladians just did not see it. Well, some of them might saw it, but just didn't take it too seriously. Think, I'll be fine. We got plenty of time for them to heal and improve. There's new species, they'll be okay. And then it all started to fall apart. And once it starts to fall apart, it's like the whole building, like the whole world caught on fire. It's like, there's no way to stop it now. It's too late. It's like you have like a window. Not a very big one, but a window where this could have all been avoided. That's the vibe I get from it. Talk about a little. The window is not like clear, like how much time they had. I think they had enough time to at least protect humanity from being pulled down to the lower astral, because it happens all within. Like all this darkness happens within, and you can't always catch that. When you have a whole society, and then internally, some of them are going insane, becoming more human, psychotic, whatever. And once that happens to enough beings, it's like a fire, so you can't stop. It's like California. It's kind of like that. It was happening internally, and just the fire of crazy and ego and paranoia. Just lost and went out of control, and here we are, getting into the lower dimensions, trying to pull ourselves out still. And obviously, most of the society, so this is normal, and I guess it is, but it could be better, less stress, less part of the, like you work like 3 days a week instead of 4 or 5 days or every day, You can still work, but just not as hard. Like you work, smarter, but not harder, that type of thing. But still stay strong internally. Like you become like you have enough time to like spiritually develop yourself where you can have stronger foundation. You're taught how to protect yourself energetically. But when you're beaten down like we are, and just you have to work, 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 and you can't concentrate, just pick up on the propaganda, and that's it. And you know, the real spiritual work, like not everybody's taking a day off and doing yoga. Let's put it that way. Or at work, it's like, okay, we'll work 3 hours, and then the next hours you just 5 hours or whatever, we'll do yoga or something. That's not happening. So Europe has a little bit of that, where they have more vacation time, maybe like a month or two. So that shows there's some kind of leeway there. But US, like working till you're dead. Not to say Europe's perfect, but of course in Russia they're just gonna bomb everything. We just bomb the shit out of everything. And Ukraine's gonna have to, it's gonna have to surrender. I don't think it's gonna give up. It's just not gonna put it, which is, I don't know the whole story out there, but it's, what it needs to be. Yeah, we don't know the whole story of it. Just Putin has to stick to his guns no matter what. Just, okay. Yemen just got bombed also, which is, the economy starts to slip. And then, war is a possibility. Doesn't mean it'll be a world war. Guess we'll find out. But, the economy dies, and just you trigger a war somewhere. In the Yemen situation, which is the Middle East, and, that can cause not good. So, it's hard to say if we're going to, that's not something you really want to tap into, World War III and all that, or World War whatever it is. But if the economy is not doing great, war seems to be one of the answers at least. So we'll have to wait and see where that triggers into. So, it's all Grand Station here, Grand Central Station here on the lost Forbidden Earth, Forbidden Planet, the throwaway planet. For the most part, not entirely, but it's a lot of throwing away here. So, all right. The reset is on its way. Whatever it's going to do. Like I said, crypto, don't see that. I mean, we're on that crypto path, but it's going to be a while for that. I guess we'll find out. War can happen at any time. Stock market can get worse. The economy can always get worse. Anytime, it doesn't mean it'll like tank everything, but there's going to be definitely an economic reset to some level. So maybe JFK Jr. will come back to life and save us all. Sure. I don't know what that came up. It's like, just take the most craziest idea out there and make it a reality. So, all right, we're going to Andromedans, and just kind of jump around a little bit to do a message from Andromedans and leave from that. All right, blessings. Greetings with Andromedans. Yes, the idea is to think more about yourselves individually. Just not worry about what the rest of the world, where it's going, what it thinks of you, and so on. The idea is for you to figure yourself out. And at least put more of that timeline in. Doesn't mean you'll have all the answers. Because there's an agenda on the planet, yes, so there's to suppress information, as you can see, of how this all was created and where you're heading. But most of society is not looking for any answers, just kind of surviving, wants to win the lottery, wants to have it all. And that isn't going to happen because most need to figure themselves out, and most are not asking that question. So that's why the world has to transform itself For those that do not want to evolve, that's fine. You put, yeah, kind of like you're not exactly shelved, but you're on notice. Now, a good part of society is not ready for spiritual uh, growth, basically galactically. Now, they can go with you on it. Like, if you open up the aliens, like, okay, here's the universe, they can adapt. Doesn't mean they care about it or love it or whatever, understand it, but they can adapt. Hey, you have a spaceship for me to go to Mars? I'll be on that spaceship and then talk about sports. So it's like, and some of you are opening up new timelines, doing Tesla technology and so on, or your own technology that you've had in other dimensions. Yeah, there's many others who are so reliant on, even on Tesla. It's like, yes, that's nice, but you all individually, those of you who are spiritually evolved, if you are into invention, you have your own energy, technologies, better the world, and so on. Some of you have your own, so you're all your own. You don't have that the Tesla thing, but you can do the same thing, maybe even better, worse, whatever it might be. You all have that capability to some level, if you wish to develop it. So yeah, Tesla is just it's a way of just showing alien technologies. It's just but the individual, a lot more advanced, you could say. You'd be surprised how much you could do. Of course, this world is not allowing a lot of it, but some of you can imagine you can do a great deal. If you can imagine it, it can be created at some reality. It doesn't mean you have to focus too much on it. It's good to focus on this world and its trickster frequencies, healing that, and just not get pulled into the abyss. Because this world, yeah, is trying to pull in whoever they can into the third dimension and keep the cycle going. But many of you are saying no to that and continue to evolve, and where that goes is where it goes. Yeah, if we can't go into details of that because you're manifesting it now. Once it's here, we can explain more into it, but until then, that's all we have. Blessings.